Being part of this is part of the history. I mean, I remember when I worked with Ricky and Jennifer and Marc Anthony and Shakira, was almost impossible, And we got lucky. Sonny got behind, Tommy got behind, and he put his money to promote the Latino sound. So we're happy about that.
We got behind us as artists, and we wanted to do something crazy, put out the beginning. He was from Emilio's hometown in Santiago. In fact, I was seeing a picture of him as a little kid this morning, so it's funny that you asked me about him. You know what he did? He gave me the security in knowing that Latin sound and Latin culture would work perfectly fine. When people were telling us, change your name, take out the horns, take out the percussion. And I was a huge fan of Lucy and I Love Lucy show and him. So I knew that it would work. The people don't have a problem with it. Sometimes just, at the time when radio was tough to take a risk on something. They want something that's already working, and when you put something new out there, it's not that easy to have people, get on the bandwagon with you. But he was a big icon for us.
Well, in a lot of ways, we use that as the entry point of our film, but in a lot of ways, that was the breakthrough for the American audiences, to accept that culture in their homes and households almost unknowingly, and what that meant. I think the impact of that will be felt forever.
My husband's night. He's been dreaming about this. We are I Love Lucy in my house. Totally. But just like opposite, right? The inverse, but it's totally that. It's very, very crazy. Our language barrier is what keeps us together because we don't understand each other. That's why we're together since '98 or more, because he's so in love with the Latin culture and he's been a big part. From the Bronx, baby! From the Bronx! A little Italian boy from the Bronx that grew up in his neighborhood, that it was a very colorful neighborhood, and of course a lot of Latin sounds came out from the Bronx, and he grew up with those, so that's why, since he was a little boy, he got that influence of sounds, the Latino sounds.
It happened in the 50s. I think I have to thank my father for that, in the sense that if he hadn't have gotten together with my mom, I wouldn't have been a part of the Latin explosion. So, but I was invited, and I'm really honored that I was invited. When you're in the eye of the storm, you don't know whether you're really changing things. So I'm glad to think that HBO and the people who produced this special thought that I had done something to change music.
I did it was the Spanish Heritage Month, and I saw a lot of confusion about, a lot of saying a lot of wrong things about Latinos. We love this country, we're making a contribution, and I think, something, we're part of the history, And we're blessed to live in the best country in the whole world, but I think was a lot of confusion. And that short mini video that I did, we recognize some of the contributions that we've done through the history. And I reunite 40 artists, and all the way from to Black Eyed Peas to Wyclef, Santana. Everybody say yes, because you know something, we need to recognize that we live, and we're always thankful that but we're still Latinos, and we're never going to forget that we're Latinos.
And yet, last election, you guys, the Latino community, proved how important a voting bloc they are in this
Most
country.
definitely. You know, we're an economic bloc, we're a voting bloc, and getting bigger by the day. We have to exercise that right. So I urge any Latino out there that hasn't registered to vote, please do so, because we need to be heard, our voices. And it's important to, and we're all Mexican is a metaphor, you know, there but for the grace of God go we. One day they're insulting Mexicans, one day it's somebody else, but the bottom line is the last one to enter always gets blamed for all the ills in the country, and that's just not the truth and not the way it is.